Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about getting out of your comfort zone and setting some goals for yourself so that you can hopefully improve your artwork in the long run. As artists, we all know of sticking to drawing the same thing over and over again. I know I do at least. And it can be very daunting at times to try and draw something new for once. Taking myself as an example, I suffer from head and shoulder syndrome, which just means I draw almost nothing but people from the shoulders and up, or from the chest and up, but that's about it. And in the long run, it's not gonna help me improve my art. I know that, you know that, we all do. And let's not even get into the fact that I realized about a month or so ago that I developed a tendency to draw the same smug-looking smile expression with barely any variation at all. But enough about that. What I'm trying to say is that I have some tendencies in my art that I'm going to try and develop and push myself out of so that I don't just rinse and repeat the same art over and over again, and you should be doing the same. And yes, it is daunting to sit yourself down and practice drawing things you aren't good at, whether it be hands, bodies, expressions, backgrounds, and so on. Because you want it to look perfect from the start. You want to just draw a masterpiece on first try and be done with it. But here's the thing. It's just not how things work. So how do you break out of your comfort zone, you ask? Good question. It feels like there's a million things I should practice and know and be good at, and it gets overwhelming pretty quickly. So here are a few tips that I use to push myself into drawing new things and getting better. Number 1. Remember that you'll never be as good as those artists you look up to if you never actually practice. You might look at a lot of artwork and think, wow, I want to make that too. And you can, if you practice. Number 2. You can try and focus on a small amount of things you want to start out practicing more on. Stuff like eyes, hands, legs, and so on. Because when you practice all these small things, they will in the end combine like some kind of Voltron and bam, you got yourself a new drawing. Or something. Now where do I start, you ask? Well, let me tell you. When you sit down to draw something and you reach a point in your drawing where you start struggling and you think, I don't know how to draw this, that's where you start. Or you think, I'm average at drawing this, but I absolutely suck at this thing. Then you practice that. And if you're not quite sure what in your artwork needs more work, then try and show it to some of your friends. Show it to people that would actually critique your work and tell you what you need to improve on, and then practice that. Do you see where this is going? We're just going to be practicing forever until the day we die. That's the artist's life. Yep. I love it. And just as a side note, you should still practice the things you're already good at. But maybe try to vary it up a bit, like drawing different head shapes, different eye shapes, and so on and so forth. Find new ways to better yourself and your skills. So going off on that, let me tell you about what I'm drawing today. Since I rarely do full body pieces, I decided I'd try and do one for once in my goddamn life. Not only does this push me out of my normal head and shoulder syndrome, but it also forced me to practice on some other things I struggle with, like hands and feet. The girl I'm drawing is the main character from a webcomic I'm going to be making at some point. But starting off, I honestly wasn't really feeling this drawing. I thought it looked bad, the anatomy was crooked, I couldn't get her arm or face right, but instead of giving up out of frustration, I took a small break from it, went to eat dinner, and then came back to try and fix it. And I honestly ended up liking it. Sure, there are still some mistakes here and there, but I finished it. Now, there are tons of places online where you can find reference pictures for things you want to study. There's countless books and even YouTube videos that teach you how to break down, for example, a hand and how you can go about drawing them. I'll leave some links for you guys down in the description for videos and YouTubers that I've personally watched and that I feel has helped me out with my anatomy studies and other such things. Just in case you're not sure where to start, you can do what I tried to practice on, which was hands, feet, and a full body pose. If you're interested in finding reference poses, I'll leave a link for some websites for that down in the description too. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you have any things that you want to improve on or goals you want to set for yourself, tell me about it in the comments. Also tell me about what things you suck at drawing so we can cry together. Thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.